And example 3 from 13.6 on the sine and cosine ratios here. So suppose that a person has a 5-meter ladder and places it so that the foot of the ladder is 1 meter from the base of a vertical wall. So therefore, it forms a 90-degree angle with the ground. What angle does the ladder make with the ground? So in this case now, we're kind of working backwards. We're looking for the angle measure and not necessarily any side lengths here. So we're looking for the angle the ladder makes with the ground. In this case, it's this angle right here, angle A. So we're looking for this angle, and we know this side is 1 because it's 1 meter from the wall, as indicated here. And we also know that it's a 5-meter ladder. So if it's 1 meter from the wall, and it's a 5-meter ladder, and we're looking for this angle, with respect to this angle, we have the adjacent side, because this side is next to that angle. And we also have the hypotenuse of this right triangle. So we have the adjacent side. We have the hypotenuse. We're looking for the angle. So the one thing we're missing is the angle. We have adjacent and hypotenuse. Adjacent and hypotenuse. Which of the trigonometry ratios deals with adjacent and hypotenuse? That would be the cosine ratio. So therefore, the cosine of angle A, that angle A that we're looking for, is equal to 1 over 5, because that's the definition of the cosine ratio. The cosine of angle A will be equal to the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse, in this case 1 over 5. We want to solve for A. So what we want to do is we want to undo this cosine. How do you undo cosine? To undo cosine, you're going to use the button on the calculator that's that cosine looks like to the negative first power, which is the inverse of cosine. It's the opposite of cosine. Much like division and multiplication are opposites, addition and subtraction are opposites, cosine and the inverse of cosine are also opposites. So to solve this equation for angle A, what I'm going to do is take the inverse of cosine on each side of the equation, which will eliminate this cosine, and then I have to do the inverse cosine of 1 over 5. And if we type in the inverse cosine, which is this function right here, and then type in 1/5 or 1 over 5, you get approximately 78.46, and that's in degrees because the cosine of angle A is equal to 1 over 5. So in this case, if we have a 5-meter ladder set at 1 foot away from the base of a vertical building, we will form a 78.46 degree angle with the ground, which, based on what we did in example 2, may not be safe because 75 was considered the maximum safe angle. So we get 78.46 for this angle by using the cosine